One life living as you and me. One life shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One life shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just wanna shout. One life living as you and me. One life shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One life shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living as you and me. One love living as you and me. One love loving as you and me. God is all there is. One life, one love. One life, one love. One life, one love. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living as you and me. One life shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. 'Cause God is all there is. 'Cause God is all there is. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Little Rock. I would say something about the heat, but do I need to? No. We know about it, don't we? If this is your first time, just know, make yourselves at home. That I tell folks, you need to kick off your shoes, make yourself comfortable. Know that you're welcome here, as you are, who you are. It's also in your bulletin. If you open up, there's a little section that if you'd like to fill out some information, feel free. Share whatever you want, as little or as much as you want. If you'll turn that in, you'll have a packet, and actually you can get that packet from me at the end of the service next door in the community room when we have a little iced tea to cool off with. In that, there are some coupons and some gift certificates, but also information about Unity. But know that I'd be happy to visit with you and love to visit with you after the service. I have today, this is a Daily Word card. Daily Word is one of the oldest publications of Unity. You can find information at dailyword.com if you would like to look that up. But today's card that I drew for us is Believe. And it says, when the ones we love lack self-confidence, we provide encouragement by seeing the highest and best in them. I believe in you is the affirmation. I believe in you. Won't you join me in affirming that today? Together, I believe in you. One more time. Together, I believe in you. Now's the opportunity. We usually do here what? We get to say hi to our neighbors. I'm going to invite today that we're going to start acknowledging what this is. This is passing the peace. Okay? That we're passing the peace to one another. And for those of us that would like to get up and greet and hug and say hi, wonderful. For those of us that would like to pass the peace by being more peaceful, generating more peace within us, know that you can stay seated. And if you stay seated, then the rest of us know that we'll honor that, we'll respect that. That you don't have to be up and you don't have to hug us big, ugly, burly folk, okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, pass the peace.
Good morning. I'm Pat Walter, and I'm your prayer chaplain today. Want to call your attention that we have our Christ candle. We light this as a symbol that we have our inner Christ. It is lit. We carry it with us everywhere we go. Our prayer box is here for anyone who would like to fill out a slip and put a name of someone you request prayer for, or if you'd like to have individual prayer, I will be here for you after service today. Or if you haven't put a name in there on paper, you just want to put the name in there now and hold them in your mind and in your heart. Our daily word for today that Russ referred to is the daily word. For today it is on healing. Spiritual understanding expresses as healing for myself and for others. The scripture is taken from Luke chapter 9, verse 11. He welcomed them and spoke to them about the kingdom of God, and he healed those who needed to be cured. Let us join together in our statement of being, printed on the back of your bulletin. Together, I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with his perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. As we've now joined together and we've joined our lights and spirit, we are that congregation of light. As we prepare for prayer, let us feel our lights illumine the sanctuary and fill it to overflowing with love and peace. As you close your eyes and prepare for prayer, relax. Take a deep breath. If you need a sacred space to go to, think of our mural here with the path that goes to light, of the bridges that we may cross, but we are always following the light. Our hymn book has a prayer I'd like to share with you this morning. It was written by James Freeman many years ago. It makes us aware of where and how we each use our prayers and actions to share with each other. This is God's house. May we who come here not only find out about God, but find God. May there be beauty in this place, but especially may it be a place where men and women become aware of the beauty within themselves. May this be a place of worship. May this be a place of instruction. May this be a place of singing. May this be a place of prayer. But for us who worship and take instruction and sing and pray, may this always be a place of inner stillness where we may listen and hear when God speaks. May whoever ministers here minister in love. May whoever teaches here teach truth. May whoever serves here serve pleasantly. May everyone come into this house in expectation and go with thanksgiving. And may anyone who comes needing help go feeling blessed. May this be such a house that Jesus Christ or any stranger would feel in it that he was with friends. Let us bring the names of our people in the prayer box to mind. Let us recognize the power of prayer. We have seen the power of worldwide prayer with the rescue of the children in Thailand. We have sent forth actions of peace and love, both here in our sanctuary and to the world. Take a moment now in silence to give gratitude and to hold those that we love in peace. We give gratitude for all answered prayer. And so it is. Amen.
Love, love, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Love, love, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the way.
Bring your attention inward. Allow yourself to recognize the breath that is rising and falling within you. This breath is the breath of divine. It is the love. It is the light. And this love and light is the answer. Our source arises from this love, from our divine nature. And in this source, all possibilities arise. Our joy, our happiness, our prosperity, all that we hope and dream is alive here in this divine nature. And as you continue to feel that rise and fall of your breath, know that it's continuing to fill your lungs, but your divine nature is continuing to feel each and every molecule of you. What is it that you call for in your life? It is already here. Reach out with your heart. Pull it closer. Is it a life of peace? Is it a desire for the health and well-being of a loved one? Is it clarity of direction? All that is available in source and available now within you and as you. Allow that source to rise and deepen. Each breath adding more fullness, more awareness of the complete you. There is strength here, power here, wisdom here. All that you seek is already seeking you. And as we move into the silence, allow what is your desire to grow, to expand in the awareness that it is already you and here now.
Joy, joy, joy is the answer. Joy is the answer. Joy is the way. Joy, joy, joy is the answer. Joy is the answer. Joy is the way.
Joy is the answer. Love is the answer.
What's the question?
Sometimes I don't know if we know what the question is, but that is the answer. Today, I was remembering this week, I have lived at certain eras of my life on anything and everything that I could put in my mouth that in most cases had nothing to do with my health and well-being. Can y'all relate to that? Maybe you can relate to that today. Right? I lived on two primary foods. Okay? One of them was Hamburger Helper. Right? Are y'all familiar with Hamburger Helper? All comes in a box. You throw in a little ground beef, and I could live for days on what I made at Hamburger Helper. But the other one was Shake and Bake. Okay? Y'all know Shake and Bake? If you don't, basically, you've got all the seasonings and breadcrumbs and all that in a little bag. You chunk some chicken in there. You shake it. Okay, so it coats the chicken. You stick it in the oven, and you bake it. You've got Shake and Bake. Right? I think that sometimes in our world, that our lives are like that Shake and Bake. Okay? All the spice, all the seasonings, all the things that we need in life are already here. They're already contained. There's a fullness there. But we have to chunk something into that life. And what do we have to chunk in? That's us. We're the chicken. Okay? We've got to throw that in that bag. And then life seems to do what? It sometimes shakes us up, doesn't it? But in the shaking up, what's it do? It gets all that spice, all that flavor of life coated on that chicken. And then we get to add heat. And what's heat in our lives? I think that's the passion, the desire that we have in our lives. So that we get to, in some ways, be this wonderful shake and bake of life. Now, like the box, shake and bake, okay, it's already contained here. There's really nothing that's missing in our lives. There's nothing that's missing on this planet. Now, granted, you and I have things we think are missing that we seem to not have to the availability that we would like in our lives. But the essence is it's in the bag. Right? It's already contained here. But maybe it just takes us being willing to get shook up a little to get all that to attach to us, to be here with us. Charles Fillmore talks a lot to me about shake and bake. Now, of course, he never uses the word shake and bake at all. I don't believe it was created in Charles Fillmore, the founder of Unity, with him and his wife, Myrtle. But he talks about that willingness that all is here, but we have to step into it. We have to be willing to dive into it, and sometimes to let our lives churn us around a little. And for most of us, we don't like that shaking up. Okay? We like it to be a nice, smooth, narrow path, that everything falls into order and it's ease and comfort. But that's not life. Matter of fact, I think for most of us, we'd find that life a little boring. Now, I would sometimes have weeks that I would love that boring. Okay? I want that boring. But the big picture of our lives, we don't. We want a little spice. We want that to be shook up just a little because we want to have access to all those things that we may not have access to at the moment, or that we believe we don't have access to at this moment. Okay? So Charles Fillmore really talks about that there's a spiritual consciousness. And our mission here, in a nutshell, when we look at Unity of Little Rock, is to provide a spiritual consciousness. And Charles says of a spiritual consciousness is a state of consciousness that is based upon an understanding and realization of spiritual truth. So an understanding and realization of spiritual truth. So what's truth? Truth is that the mind of each individual may be consciously unified with divine mind through the indwelling Christ. So what's all that mean? What's divine mind? What's divine mind? She's giving me the hand motions, but I don't hear the words. Infinite possibilities. That's a great explanation of God, of divine mind, is infinite possibilities. Everything is contained in there. And what's the Christ? The indwelling Christ. Love, yes. God in us, yes. It's our ability to connect with that infinite possibilities within us. Because if it's infinite possibilities, guess what? That's a wee bit big, isn't it? For us individually to recognize and experience that. But we can personally connect with that, the God within us, the ability for us to individually connect with those infinite possibilities. So in essence, spiritual consciousness is really the understanding and realization that God is within us, right? And that we have the ability to connect with that, to bring that closer. In some ways, to let it coat us, to give us all those experiences like we're in that bag of seasonings with shake and bake. Right? Life's dance to me, and what's life's dance? That's our experience. Isn't it a dance sometimes? That sometimes I feel like I'm shuffling around to try to get my place in what's and sometimes I'm very, very much off the beat, yes. Sometimes I don't even know there is a beat. I'm just lost in the experience. And other times I very much feel in line with the beat I'm experiencing it. But that's part of the dance too. Life is for us an experience that sometimes sucks, right? And sometimes it is so profound and beautiful for us, we don't know what to do with it. And then everything in between that spectrum for us. That's the dance. But dance is providing us an opportunity for the experience of that spiritual consciousness. How do we bring our experience in the dance in alignment and point it in a direction toward what we would like and desire in our life? Okay? How do we do that? What's a big picture of that? I have something that I want. I know that I would like to be this direction. How do I help myself go that way? Ooh, got them stumped. Prayer, meditation, thought. Okay. Yes, and who said vision? And Sandy said vision. All of that is correct. But vision is about seeing where I'm going, right? And in that, everything else that you said is a part of that vision, is it not? Because vision isn't just about seeing it, it's about what I'm holding for myself. So it's my thoughts, it's my ideas, it's the feelings that I have, all about pointing me toward what I desire. And the vision helps reinforce this is where I want to go. Now, I want to go down there. What are all these steps that I have to take? Do I know all those? Yeah, probably not. My life, I don't know the 4,700 steps that I'm going to have to take to get there. I just know that it'll take steps. I don't even know it'll be 4,700. I just know it'll be steps to get down there. So my vision is helping me hold a focus and hold a direction so that when I finally do take my step, I know that I'm moving that direction. Or it may be really clear that, nope, that step was not in that direction. Get to recalculate, recalibrate, move myself to step back in alignment and move that direction. Because sometimes don't we do things in life that we just go, that wasn't the best plan. Right? Great. Now you know that wasn't the best plan. We talked this morning in our Path of Discovery class about Thomas Edison. How many times did he make a mistake? Well, he said he didn't make mistakes. He didn't have failures. He just learned another way not to do it so that he was moving closer to ways to do it. Right? And that's true for us. We sometimes have headed off stage right, stage left, but we get to come back. And it's because we have a vision, though, we know where we want to go. It's just that now we're going to discover in our steps how to get there. And it requires us to take action, to take a step. We don't have to know all those steps. Matter of fact, I don't think that we ever do know all those steps. We have great plans on how to get there, and don't we find that and discover those plans don't quite work out like we planned. Some pieces may, but it never quite unfolds the way we expected for it. So vision is crucial for us. So how do we hold the vision?
Vision board. Picture in your mind, a visualization.
Okay.
Make a vision board.
Perfect. She said, nutshell, holding the vision, having gratitude that it's already here. Right? To me, that's part of the vision, is that when I can see what I want, I'm celebrating that I'm already there. It looks kind of down there, though. You know, it's kind of way back there in my life. But I'm continuing to hold that, no, it's already here. I may have a few more steps for me to be able to put my hands on it, but it's already right here for me. So I'm holding and being grateful and thankful that it's present. But you also were describing, I'm taking a picture of it. I can see it in my mind's eye. But I'm also holding the statements that are supportive of that. I've included in your bulletins today vision statements for Unity of Little Rock. You don't have to pull them out. You don't have to read them right now. But I invite you to take them home with you and take a look at those. Because in some ways, they're very specific. Some of them are fairly general. But they're still about pointing us as a community in a direction. And I'm giving those to you for two reasons. One, I'm going to invite you that for the next 30 days, you help this community hold a vision. That every day you pull those out and you go through those. And how do you go through them? You read them. If you want to read them out loud, even better. But you also see that. You take that picture. What does that look like? These aren't just words on a page. This has an image for me. What does this look like? And with these things taking place, how does it feel for me? Do I feel good? Do I feel warm? Do I feel loved? Do I feel like I'm loving? What comes up for you with those images? Because part of holding a vision is the picture, the words, the thoughts, and the feelings that go with it. Second reason I gave that to you is I want you to flip it over, and on the back side, it's nice and blank. Okay? What's the vision you have for your life? I invite you to write 5 statements here on that back of the page about where you see yourself. And again, you may say, but I'm not there, and I feel like I'm making up a story. Yes, you're a great storyteller. So make up a story, knowing that this is your desire. And if it's a desire, do you think it's a mistake because it's a desire? I'm not talking about your egoic struggles and strife and all the wounds that make you want chocolate cake, in my case, that has nothing to do with my well-being. It's just I want chocolate cake. Right? Your desires are truly something that are moving you towards your vision. You know that I want someone in my life that I can share and express my love with. That's a desire in your heart. I want to be able to have the financial means to not every day struggle. I want to be able to utilize that to help my family and to help others with. Then that's a desire. Write those down and hold that. So as you hold this community, you're holding yourself in that same vision. And if you're struggling with that vision, sit down with someone else and talk about it. Let them ask you questions. I'm happy to ask you questions about your vision. Not to question you about your vision, but to help you get clarity about what it is that you want in your life. Because sometimes we talk about, well, I don't know what my purpose is, right? Right? What if your purpose is as simple as what your desire is, and thus following that vision you have for yourself is your purpose? We like to think that they're big and grandiose are our purposes. Sometimes they are, but often they're simply following our vision is our purpose in life. Because now in all those 4,700 steps I talked about, you get to touch other people's lives, not only yours, but others as well. So visioning is holding that image, speaking it, so having the thoughts and the words to go with it and the feelings to go with it. What else do we do in this community that's supporting vision? Donations is short is supporting the mission and vision of the community. That's true. What are things that we do within this community that in turn are supporting us individually that help us support our own vision? We hold each other in the light. And who does a great job of that is one of our teams. Prayer chaplains. Right? Because what they're doing is holding you for the perfection that you are. Charles Fillmore, when he was explaining about what truth was, he said, Christ abides in each person as his or her potential perfection. That's what our prayer chaplains are doing for us. They're holding us as perfection. And of course we go, but I ain't perfect. Well, your divine self is, and that's part of what the chaplains are doing, are holding that you are that divine. And if we can hold that divine nature, then what happens? We're able to more potentially experience that divine nature ourselves. So they're holding us and supporting us in that so that we in turn can do that for ourselves. So our prayer chaplains are in a way helping us hold our vision because they're seeing us for the truth of who we are while we're working, moving toward what's our desire, our vision, our personal vision. What are other ways that we could help support a vision? You already said it. A vision board. What's a vision board? Well, this is a vision board. This is a vision board I created with the intent of it being supportive for the community. So I personally made it, but with an intent of connecting with the community. So infused in this is a lot of Russ, because it had to be, because I made it. But it was supportive of the community. A vision board, think of it. That back of that yellow page that you had, you can put those 5 vision statements for yourself. You could just have a vision board that's simply 5 images. That for you, when you look at those 5 images, they reinforce those 5 statements. You can see it for yourself. It could be this big, this full, but it could be just as simple as 5 images. What could those 5 images be? Well, they could be pictures. They could be cut out of a magazine. They could be printed off the internet. They could be drawn by our artist, or better yet, they could be just drawn by my crummy little hand, okay? Because the image is going to be representative for me. It's going to mean something for me. It isn't for everyone else. It's those 5 images that touch me and ignite me toward my vision. And so sometimes looking at my own, I do have some hand-drawn images in some of my books. When I look at them, I laugh because they're so terrible. But in the humor of it, it connects me with where I'm going with my vision. So I use those images that way. So I'm just inviting, it doesn't have to be something polished and professional. It can be very simple. It could be very crude. It's whatever helps you touch and align yourself with that vision. What else? What else can you do to help support vision?
Monitor your thoughts and make sure you stop the negative thoughts and speech.
Okay. Helping you counter all the opposition to the vision that might be arising within you. That's a great personal practice, but that's also a practice that could be done with others. Sometimes sharing your vision with people that you trust and confident, they sometimes can go, you just told me this, but you also then negated it with this. Right? And they can help you have clarity that you're exactly right. I'm saying I want that, but I'm also saying that I don't think I deserve that. Other people can help us with that experience. Jeannie last week shared with us nonviolent communication, a group. So recognizing what our core needs are within us, that we all have the same core needs. Sharing in that type of community, in that type of group, sometimes helps us see what that negative talk is that is impacting our vision. In other words, I have negative talk about this need, but now as I discover that, I realize, well, that's why I'm not pointing toward my vision. I keep seeming to get over here and keep trying to remember to come back to my vision. You just need to get clarity on why you're avoiding something. Yes?
Well, if we embrace the negative thought, not necessarily putting it to us, but accepting it as some part of ourselves that is needing something, by its complaint or whatever it's saying, and acknowledging it, listening to it, and then going on and doing the best we can to, I guess, nurture it, maybe nurture that. I'm not saying nurture the negative, but nurture the
Yes.
Sometimes we have to push it away, sometimes we have to hold it to us.
Yes, thank you. And that's what I believe Jeannie was sharing with us last week when she was talking about this compassionate communication, nonviolent communication. It's just that the experiences we're having are pointing us toward an inherent need that we all have. We all have the same needs. We're just experiencing them in different ways, trying to obtain them with different strategies, different methodologies, but nonetheless the same needs, and being able to look at what I'm experiencing and not pushing it away from us, but being able to embrace that as pointing us toward the need that we want. Anyway, that's just an important step, I believe, for what Mary Jane was pulling out into awareness for us, of helping us stay in line with our vision, not getting waylaid off over here. That conversation to me was about this, that we have to be willing to let go of what we're struggling with, but also what we think we should be becoming to become who we're meant to be. Because that touches on what I said earlier, that sometimes I think it has to look a certain way. And I'm so attached to it looking a certain way that I don't recognize all the steps that are leading me toward my vision, toward me having and experiencing what I want in my life. Because I'm so distracted by it having to look a certain way for me. And that it's our willingness to step up and say, I'm going to take this step even though it doesn't look exactly like I wanted it to look, but I believe it's moving me toward my vision. And I'm going to do it anyway. And that's a hard step sometimes.
We have to love and forgive ourselves for doing what we did in the past, but then we have to embrace the lessons that taught us to allow us to go on to become who we want to be. So we have to embrace all of ourselves, that we're growing and evolving all the time. So we still have to accept that part of us that we didn't like in the past.
And y'all are continuing to bring out that willingness to accept, to embrace, that means there also has to be a willingness to forgive ourselves.
And when you do that, you let go of who you were. That's how you let go of who you were. You come to the peace, forgiveness,
And when you let go of who you were, the new possibilities open up. So the way that you thought it was going to be gets to open up into new pathways, new directions for us. So, as usual, you take my talks in different directions when I ask questions. But that's perfect. That is true. And that's relevant to vision, because sometimes we've got to let go of the garbage that we're hanging on to in our lives, the things that aren't true about us. Or, yeah, we did do something crummy in our life. Guess what? It's over. It's done. Can you make amends? Great. If you can't, then forgive yourself and move forward. Because if you stay where you're at, how does that help you be a better human being to now help others in your life? It doesn't. So our vision, to me, is crucial for us. It's crucial for us as a community, but it's crucial for us individuals, that sometimes we forget and think that I'm just going to let Spirit guide me. Well, guess what? Spirit was guiding you when you got that desire, when you were looking for that vision. That's Spirit in your life. And the more you know this direction for you, do you think Spirit can align with you more so on helping that be created and aligned in your life? Versus, I'm just standing going, I wonder where to go. Right? Spirit might be trying to help out, but Spirit doesn't have the ability to take as much action, to point as much direction for you, because you're not clarifying where you want to go. So Spirit has to sometimes wait for you to get clear so Spirit can be clear on the direction for you, on the next step for you. That'd be more accurate, because you're the one that has to set that. Spirit doesn't come along and say, Jeannie, you got the wrong vision. We're going to throw your vision out. Okay? Spirit's all about, you want to go that direction, girl? We're going to go that way. Okay, let me help you. Let me help you with that. And you get to decide as you're moving that, is that direction the right one for me? I think if it's truly a desire in your heart, it's the right one for you. And guess what? And when you get there, and I have obtained what I visioned for myself, you may get to go, ooh, look over there. Now I've got a new vision. That wasn't the completion piece and I was done and now life's over for me. It's that it was just another step in my life. It took me to a vision, but now there's other steps. And I get to find a whole new, maybe a little offshoot of a vision, maybe a completely new experience. That's why some of us, don't we change careers? I've been doing something for 20 years and just went, hey, let's try something new. All right? That's a new vision opening up for us. So today, I'm going to invite for us, what's your vision? Don't be that wonderful raft in the ocean, right? Thinking that I'm just going to get pushed in the right direction. You've got to have clarity about where you want to go. Right? It might be a fun ride just to see where you go, but if you got desires in your heart, it's helping you move in that direction. So, as we started with wonderful shake and bake, okay? It's our vision that allows us to jump into that bag, right? To get covered up with all that wonderful life, all those spices, all of that. And that I now get to get thrown in the oven, okay? The oven is my desire, is my passion. And it's that now helps me become that wonderful completed product that I get to use an analogy, I get to bite into the deliciousness of it and feel that juice run down my face and know that that is good stuff. Okay? But it's sometimes that shaking up that's what really mixes it up for us in our life. So I think that us as humans aren't just doing a shake and bake experience, we're doing a shake and wake experience. Okay? It's waking us up to move us toward and more deeply into our vision. So this month for us, help us as a community hold the vision. If you're not interested in that, big deal. Turn over and on the back of that page, write what your vision is. Hold that for yourself. And each and every day, support that, read that, feel that, be that. And then what steps? And as I step into them, they might be a little shaky for me, but they're helping bring more clarity, more seasoning, more awareness into my life. And you deserve that vision that takes you into recognizing your own spiritual consciousness. That you are providing it not only for you, but you're becoming that voice and picture and poster child of spiritual consciousness for the world. That you're helping it one step, one person, one vision at a time. So it is, my friends. Thank you.
God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment. every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Opportunity to share your abundance with Unity of Little Rock. And I invite for us today, hold that idea of a vision for this community. This community is providing a spiritual consciousness, and know that the money that you give, but also the thoughts and intention that you give into and for this community support that. So hold that vision. A community that's providing a spiritual consciousness, meaning helping people recognize their own divine perfection and to experience that perfection. And that you're contributing to that. Your support for that. Matter of fact, you're vital for that. So I invite you to take your gifts in hand. If you give it online, then hold it in thought and join me in our offering affirmation. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
God had a name, what would it be, and would you call it to his face? If you were faced with him, and if God had a face, what would it look like, and would you want to see? If seeing meant you'd have to look in the mirror. And yeah, God is great. And yeah, God is good. And yeah. What if God is one of us, sitting right here next to us, or a stranger on the bus trying to make her way home? If God's near at hand, wouldn't you want to reach out and acknowledge that presence and make what connection you can? What if God has a plan so pure in its essence, and the plan is to grow to be the best you can be? And yeah, God is great, and yeah, God is good, and yeah. What if God is one of us, like a stranger on a bus, sitting right here next to us, or the ones we left at home? What if God is all of us, every person on the bus, every person in this room, and the ones we left back home? No separation, no alone. No separation, no alone. No separation, no alone.
Good morning. So you know, Tina does have the food bank information and the shelters available. If you'll see her in the community room after service, she'll be happy to hand those out to you. And thank you to all the volunteers who made the phone calls during the week to make sure that the services or the organizations were still up and running. It's very much appreciated. So thank you very much.
Yes.
There will be, Linda Strickland is our board member representative this week. She's got her both hands up. She will be in the community room to answer any questions you might have about the board. So she will be there for anyone after service. Thank you, Linda. This week we have Sounds of Unity this Friday at 7 o'clock. We have Women of Wisdom Saturday at 9:30. Everyone is invited to that one, guys and girls both. We have 4 presenters. It's going to be about healthy living, healthy spirit, healthy you. Myself, Amy Clark, my daughter, and our own Dave Allgaier will be presenting, and you will be making and taking things home with you for a healthy living, healthy home. So we're all looking forward to that. So thank you, Dave and Amy, for being willing to present. Really appreciate it very much. Greg Tamlin is going to be our speaker next Sunday.
That's correct.
Yeah, plus he's going to be doing a concert in the evening as well.
And Tam, you saw Greg. Is he worth showing up for?
He's definitely worth showing up for. So not only should you come, but you should grab a friend and bring a friend.
And then Tam, why don't you tell them about the Fifth Sunday Experience?
Fifth Sunday Experience, we've done this before. Basically, we're just taking requests from people. You can choose just for the band members to play the songs that you choose, or you can get up here and participate. Either sing with us or sing solo. If you don't want to do any of that, you can get up here and share why you picked the song. And if you don't even want to do that, you can just tell me why you picked the song, and I can do that for you. So there's different levels of participation. The best thing for you to do is to write down on a piece of paper what the song is and who the artist is, and just hand that to me, because telling me after the service won't do any good, because it's just going to go whoop. So please write it down and hand it to me. I need it pretty quick, because I got to start putting that program together here in a few days. So.
And last for me, I want to say thank you to Tam Andrews, Bill Bennett, Scott Snyder for working in the meditation garden to getting some of the wild woolliness calmed down over the weekend, yes. And I want to say God bless you to Jerry Blake, because she got out here and pulled these little oaks out of the monkey grass here. And that's a job that I loathe. So God bless you, Jerry, for doing that. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much.
What in the world are you wearing? What is this Ask Me song? Look at that boy. Look how big he is.
Oh my God, I'm so surprised you even noticed it. Thank you. Well, it just so happens that we are starting a campaign here so that we all can become better advocates for promoting everything that community of Little Rock.
So this Ask Me goes two ways. So you could, if I'm a new person, you could ask me why I hate unity, what I'm interested in, get a little bit of information.
Absolutely. And you know what? It'd be great to invite people to come before and after service to our community room. It'd be a great way to tell them about all the classes that we have going on here and special programs that we have going on.
You know, it's like, for example, I heard that this great gambling thing. So, like, why would I want to come to that? What are you doing?
Those are perfect questions to ask because we want everybody to feel engaged and welcome here at Unity of Little Rock.
Well, yeah, it's not, I don't know it's that big. Maybe not, but I'm willing to let somebody ask me.
Well, honey, for your kind, I made a sign just for you. And I am willing to make more of those signs. But I'm willing to make more of these signs too. Because I have a lot more crafting going on in these little hands. Let me tell you, I love the craft. So come on up and see us if you would like to be an advocate here. How about wearing one of these signs every Sunday so newcomers can come up to you and say, hey, what does hashtag Ask Me mean?
And that's funny, it's simple, it's just getting one every Sunday. You don't have to keep it special. If you feel like doing that, and being an ambassador, just grab a sign, it's really awesome. There you go.
And I'm going to add some balloons to those too, if you like. And one more note, I just want you to know that the prayer chaplains have asked that if we could leave this space, leave the sanctuary right after service to go to the community room so they could have this area right up front to pray with people that would like to pray with them. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
And don't forget, I love to craft. I have more of these in my little old mind, let me tell you.
I'm sorry. I see Hollywood bound, aren't they? Join us in our closing unity circle, if you would, please.
I don't know what's going on with that thing back there.
It's no problem.
Yeehaw.
Yay. Thank y'all. So let's join in our closing affirmation. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as our Creator, and we are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be a moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow to take each each moment and let each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin.